If you've ever lost anyone who's close to you to suicide, you are not alone. An event this weekend aims to help ease the grieving and the healing process.
Yeah, International Survivors of Suicide Loss Day is held each year the Saturday before Thanksgiving, so that's tomorrow. And Cindy Stagg, the event organizer here, is talking about an event that's coming up in Charleston. Cindy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for coming.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So for many, obviously, attending a Survivor Day event, it's really the first time that they might realize they're not alone.
Right. Yeah, so many people have no idea that there are resources and support, and especially that the International Survivors Day is going on. It actually started in 1999 in our country and became was put to a resolution before the Senate, and they passed it and said the day before Thanksgiving is going to be when we have Survivors Day. And then it started picking up in other countries, and now it is international.
So even though it's the thing about an event like this is, even though it's extremely beneficial, and you can speak to that personally, extremely beneficial for people to go through that, taking that step, that first step for somebody who hasn't done it, who's generally kept to themselves, maybe talked to a couple family members, a close friend, but taking that step to go to an event like this is very difficult. It's not easy for them to take that step, but maybe talk about why it's important for them to take that step.
The biggest thing is finding out that you're not alone. There are way too many people who know this kind of pain and this kind of grief, and nobody should have to go through this by themselves or try to get through the journey of healing, because it's a different kind of pain, it's a different kind of loss than a death to someone who has died from a sickness or an accident. There's still a lot of stigma attached to suicide. A lot of people aren't comfortable talking about it. We're working to kind of get rid of that, but there's a long way to go. But it helps so many people. It helped me after many years of finding out there's help out there. There are people you can talk to, you know, or if you want to come and just sit and listen, you know, and as others share their stories and just bond and compare, and it helps you along your own journey, wherever you are in that journey.
And I heard you mention that, you know, you've been through this. If you want to walk us through kind of your experience and how that support network is just so important to you.
Yes, it is. I lost my uncle in 1976, and back then there were no resources. You didn't talk about it, you didn't mention it, you just dealt with it the best you could, however you could.
Which is probably the exact opposite of what you want to do, is just internalize all that.
Right. And then 3 years ago, I lost a man I had been dating. We weren't dating at the time. There's a lot of backstory behind that, but it was still a really big blow to lose him. And it was about a year after that that I found AFSP, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and thought, this is where I'm supposed to be, and this is how I'm going to heal. And this has helped me not only with the death from 3 years ago, but the one from 1976, that I did not realize there were so many things unresolved, you know, grieving from that I had never done.
And that's part of it too. I mean, it's the openly talking about it and sharing with others about, you know, maybe similar experiences that you've gone through, or even similar feelings that you're going through too.
Right. Yeah. We also have a support group that meets in Institute
on a regular basis.
On a regular basis. The second Tuesday of every month. It's at the Cole Complex there on the campus, and. After all these years, I still go. I mean, I go every week, mostly to support our facilitators in there. That was my thought in the beginning. I'll go and help our new facilitators get this group going.
But you probably get something out of it.
But
yourself.
It has helped me so much to be there, you know. And I'm thinking I'm in pretty good shape, you know, because I've been doing all this and know the resources, and you know, have talked and have my family of AFSP and survivors now. Tuesday night, I was in there crying.
Wow.
You know,
and they're all over the world. This is not just an organization that is benefiting people locally, but this group meets all over the world.
Yes. It started out being national, and as other countries heard about it and word got out, I'm not even sure how many countries now participate. We had 350 groups meet last year on this one day, which is tomorrow. And I don't know how many countries, but there are just thousands of events that go on
that's
everywhere.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and Charleston is one of them that's going
Charleston
on
is
in our
one
area.
Of them.
Talk about that, when and where folks can go.
It's tomorrow morning at the Embassy Suites. We'll be in the Charleston boardroom. It's from 10 to 12 noon. We will have some refreshments. There's a video that we watch, and then this was released several years ago, and now there's a follow-up to it to track 6 of the survivors from that initial one to see how they're dealing with their grief journey and how they're doing with it. And then there's just conversation and some
kind of low key though. It's not there are no expectations or pressure or anything like that. If you want to come and just listen,
just come
you can
and
be there.
sit with us and just listen to everybody, just listen to me. I can talk.
People won't be pointed out to share their story. If they don't feel like it, they can just listen.
They can come in and not say one word.
Right.
And also we want to point out too that Charleston is not going to be the only location. If maybe that's not closest to you, you can go on to the website afsp.org and you can actually type in your state if you're looking at maybe Kentucky or Ohio or West Virginia too. There's a bunch of different locations that are actually set up for that, so take a look and find one that's closest to you for that.
That's great. Cindy, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.